Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Juliana, some call me Jules, hence the name of the channel, Julianajules. Today is going to be a story time video, and I will be telling you of how and when I got suspended, or how and why, how and when, whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm going to be telling you the story of when I got suspended from school. Whew. Okay guys, so this was back in St. Vincent. I think this was around 97, and I had just passed common entrance, okay? I was in Form 1, so I'd passed common entrance. And for those of you who may not know, common entrance is an exam that you set prior to entering high school. Okay, so preschool is before you enter the school system, and then you start off infant 1, infant 2, and then junior 1, junior, it goes all the way up to junior 5 and whatever, if I'm remembering correctly. So in junior 5 now, you set your common entrance exam, and they test you in all the major subjects. So math, English, geography, science, you know. And then depending on what you score, that determines what high school you enter. So you can't just say, oh, I want to go to high school A or high school B. If you pass at a lower score or whatever, don't think you can apply to go to the higher schools because they won't accept you, sort of thing. But anyways, I thought I had a very decent score. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I ended up being chosen to go to a school called Adelphi Secondary School, and I never chose that school. I did not choose that school. I remember I chose, for those of you who are in St. Vincent, I chose Carapan. I think I had chosen Bishop's College and another one. I can't remember exactly what they all were, but they chose to send me to Adelphi, and that was not on, you know, my list of schools or whatever. But it was in the area. It was my home school, basically. It was closer to my home. So that's where I attended school. So I was in Form 1, and I don't remember who this kid was. It's not someone from my community, because we're from a small grouping or a small area, whatever. So if I went to elementary school, I guess you'd call it, with you, then, you know, everyone knew everyone. But when you get to high school now, other kids are coming from other areas. So the fact that I didn't know this kid, he wasn't from my community or any of the communities close to me or whatever. Because I don't remember what he looked like. I don't remember his name or anything. All I know, it was during recess and we were out. And anyone that went to Adelphi school, there's a top portion of the school, and then there's like the bottom or the second building or whatever. I was at the top part. And I don't know what this kid and I got into an argument about. I really don't. It could have been something minor, like he stepped on my shoe or I stepped on his shoe or whatever. And we started throwing insults at each other. And you know, when we were kids, I was probably like maybe 12 at the time. 11 going on 12, or no, I was 12. I would have been about 12. And you know, when we're children, when we're arguing, insults are thrown. And you want to have the last word. So if this one says, oh, your head big, you have to say something worse than that or whatever. During the midst of the argument, all I heard him say something about my mother cunt. And Caribbean people, you know what that means. It's a bad word, okay? Mother cunt is like the equivalent to bumbleclat or whatever. I know I didn't say that properly, but whatever. So when he said that now, I'm like, back then my mouth was spicy, okay? I was a hothead, I'll admit that. I was a little hothead. So when he said it to me, I said it back to him, probably with a few choice words, and it stung him more than it stung me, obviously, because then he's like, oh, I'm gonna go tell the principal. But you just said it to me, sir, so how come all of a sudden now you are gonna tell the principal? The principal has nothing to do with this. But I'm not taking him seriously. I thought he was just telling me that to get me riled up even more, you know? but I seen him walk towards the direction of the principal's office. About maybe 5 minutes, not even that long, maybe about 2 minutes later, he comes back. Oh, the principal wants to see you, wants to talk to you. Me being the hothead that I was, I'm like, no, I'm not going to go see her. She wanna talk to me, so she come down here, come get me. I'm not going. And that's what it was. Again, I seen him walk back towards the principal's office. I'm not taking him seriously. Lo and behold, who did I see coming towards me? Who did I see coming to? The principal. I seen him and the principal walking towards me. My heart was shooketh. Okay, it was shooketh. I broke out in a cold sweat. I wish the ground could have just opened up and just swallowed me. I was so terrified because there was two things that were about to happen. Number one, she was going to beat me in front of the whole school, because back then teachers were allowed to beat you, in school. I don't know if that's a thing now, still a thing now, but back then it was definitely a thing. So one, she was gonna beat me in front of the school. Two, this was something my grandparents would have heard about and they were going to beat me. Three, actually, she was gonna beat me, then I was gonna go home and I was gonna get beat again. What happened, I never expected that at all. Cause I was a good kid. I was a good kid, okay? I never really got into trouble. I don't bother people. If you say something to me, I say it back to you or whatever. Typical kid stuff. Other than that, I was an okay student. Actually I was a good student. I did my work, handed in my work or whatever. I wasn't a bad kid. So she comes down, she says, Miss Pompute or whatever. That's not my last name, but I'm not gonna say my last name on camera. So she's like, Miss Pompute, I wanna talk to you, come to the office with me. So I'm like, okay, Miss, I can't even remember her name. So I went down to the office, sat down, him and I, the other kid are in the thing. She asked me what I said, she asked him what he said. We both said what we said. That's not what I got into trouble for. I got into trouble for not coming when she called me. Again, I did not take him seriously. I thought he was talking shit. I didn't really know that he had went down there, She sent him out of the office now. She's like, you need to stay home for like a couple days and then you cannot come back to the school compound until an adult or your guardian, one of your guardian brings you, comes back with you. That's the worst thing she could have told me. Worst things, because I knew my grandparents. If my grandparents came to bring me to school, they were gonna embarrass me. So my grandmother, she's like, if I bring you back or when I bring you back to the school, I'm going to beat you. So she would bring me back to school, but when she brought me back, she was gonna beat me at the school. And at that point, I made a decision that I was going to be an uneducated fool. Because I was not going to go to school to get beaten in front of the whole compound. I wasn't going to do it. I got beaten in public before. A couple people might have saw me or whatever. And it's one thing if it's around people that I know, but this is a whole other, this is a bigger scale. It wasn't going to happen. It was not going to, there was no way I would have lived that down. No way. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going. My grandfather, I asked him to take me back. He said the same thing. But yeah, I wasn't gonna go back to school, because nobody would take me unless I was gonna get beat or whatever. And I was at home for a few months until my mom came home. She came home that year and she's the one that took me to register back in school. Because she had filed for us and our papers had just came through. Back then, when you file for someone, you have to go back home. You have to go back to your country to wait for the papers to be finalized or whatever after your approval. Now it's not like that. You can stay in the country and get everything or whatever. And that was actually my first time seeing her in about 7 or 8 years, because she left when I was, I think 4, and I was 12 at the time, 12 going on 13. Yeah, 12 going on 13. So that was my first time seeing her in all those years, and she came home to her child being suspended, and she has to go put me back in school. And I don't remember if this other kid, if he had gotten any sort of punishment or whatever, because he admitted to what he said to me. He started it, you know, and I was just whatever. But I know I got suspended just because I didn't go see the principal when she called me. After I got registered back, I had probably stayed there for about maybe 2 or 3 months before I came to Canada, because I didn't even finish Form 1. I didn't finish Form 1. I left when we were just about to do exams to go into Form 2. So that was my story time. I got suspended from Adelphi Secondary School back in 97. I don't remember who that kid was. I would love to have a conversation with him today. I wonder if he remembers. But because I don't even know, I don't remember anything about him. Even if someone came to me right now and said, oh, I was him or whatever, I can't verify that, because I don't remember. But that's my story time, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.